The year is 2041 and asking to read the cards gets you a 3-month suspension.
Welcome to another video. Today we are testing out the best way to play Ghotis in 2024 since Konami has thankfully unbanned some cards. We'll talk about the unbanned cards in a minute. For now, we're going to go into some Ghoti plays. Now you might be thinking, hey, wouldn't it have been better if you used your paces, summoned your Shift, and then went into the Silent Angler? Then you could have had 2 Ghoti materials. Well, you might be right. Or maybe we're going to save our Ghoti materials for later. So we'll have to find out. We're going to set our Imperm. We're going to get paces going. We got the Arion post on field. Opponent with the Lightning Storm. They're going to destroy all attack position monsters. So we're forced to Synchro summon right now. Synchro into the Whale. Whale in defense position. One of the key Ghotis. Alright, the Whale will miss the timing if you summon it in response to anything until Konami fixes that rolling. Fallen Albaz, gonna fusion summon, discarding a card. Guiding Quem, gonna fusion summon, make the Mirror Jade. We are forced to negate this. And holding on to this Maxi, alright? Don't throw the Maxi out there. Sometimes I used to be a Maxi thrower. I just toss it in the standby phase, but now we're being more careful. Opponent has no more plays. They're not summoning anything. Maxi would have drawn 0 cards. Let's get that Snopios out here. Snopios. Made sure we trigger both our Ghotis. They're both gonna come back. On the next turn, opponent does have 2 back row though. So we are going to go straight into the Baron. Baron going to give us a negate, contest one of these back rows, let us pop the other one. Unfortunately, opponent immediately imperming. I'm going to negate, try and pop the back row or the Fallen Albaz. But opponent has other plans. Branded Banishment. They're going to fusion summon on our turn. So we're going to use the Maxi. Opponent going to give us at least 2 cards here. It's going to let them make the Mirror Jade. They're going to summon that Guiding Quem. They're going to steal the Baron, make the Mirror Jade with this Branded Banishment. Giving us 2 cards though, so it's not the end of the world. We also can still Synchro, but opponent may decide to activate. Guiding Quem activating, sending a branded card. Also the Mirror Jade activating, sending a branded card. Banishing the Snopios. Luckily, Snopios doesn't care about getting banished. Snopios going to trigger. Banish a fish, come back to the hand. And we got lots of fish in the graveyard. Let's activate again. Snopios on the field. Branded Mirror Jade Ice Dragon has activated already. We got to pop. Alright, now you got to pay attention to these branded cards. Alright, there's a lot of them. They got a lot of words now. Guiding Quem. If an extra deck, a card leaves the extra deck. Except during the damage step, they can target a Fallen Albaz or a monster that mentions it in the graveyard and special summon it. So they would have been able to summon their Fallen Albaz in the graveyard if he was there. Or one, possibly the Cartesia. You know, we just don't want them summoning things for free. So, let's just clear it. Go into the Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. Pop in the Mirror Jade won't be great anyway because it's going to wipe all our monsters at the end of turn. So we're going to leave the Ice Jade Mirror Blade Dragon on the field. These are pro plays. Opponent gets back the Cartesia. They set a branded card. It was branded in red. But we got the Imperm. They set it in the Imperm column too. We got the Call by the Grave. We got both our fish back. Opponent by enough fusion deployment. We're going to let that go. That's going to get the Fallen Albaz. We are going to negate the Fallen Albaz. Fallen get negated. We don't want fusion summon to be happening with our own monsters. And opponent activating the Branded in red. In response, we're going to Call by the Grave. Everything has been handled. We got our Excel Synchro Stardust to Synchro on the opponent's turn. Quick Synchro. And what Quick Synchro plays do we have? Alright, let's quickly check the extra deck. We got Satellite Warrior to pop, equal to the number of Synchro monsters in the graveyard, which will be 3 if we activate it. And we got, where is it? We got it. We got in here. Ghoti the Deep Beyond. We got the Deep Beyond as an option. Baron also usually an option, but Baron already been used. Opponent summoning the Aluber the Boober. Getting their Branded Fusion spell. Activating the Branded Fusion. Branded Fusioning into the Albion. Albion gonna Branded Fusion into the Albion Sanctifier Dragon. And now opponent has no moves. We're gonna make our move. We're gonna nuke everything. Stardust Dragon, get out here. Synchro Summon. Deep Beyond. Banish the field. All the fish get banished. All the Brandeds get banished. Activate and then phase. Destroy the field. We got nothing. And the Deep Beyond does it again. Foolish Burial. Lets us get the Adventure Engine going. That's right, Adventure Engine unhit. We get the biggest Deep Beyond imaginable. We're going to give that a second. Opponent conceding before we see how big it was. It was 7,500. All right. So I was going to activate that, banish my monster, get lethal damage, but opponent not going to wait to see it. Giving up on the summon. It's beautiful. This is why you play Ghotis. And this is why you watch the channel. Let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. We got Title, which is Foolish Burial in the Ghoti deck. We have a couple cards we can Foolish Burial, all right, depending on the situation. Most of the time, you're going to Foolish Burial Water Enchantress, but we also have the level 4 Right-Hand Shark, which we can send to the graveyard. If we control no monsters, we can special summon it to get ourselves a level 4, so we could Paces and go into a Synchro play as well. But of course, we're just going to go for the adventure here. You got to be careful with your adventures. When you adventure, it means you can't activate the effect of a normal summon monster that turn. But you know what? Sometimes that doesn't matter. We're going to stop the finger. We're going to finger the Max C. Stop the Max C. No cards for you, opponent. We're going to get our token. And we're going to go through, the process. And we're going to end on a negate. Negate and the token. And because we have the Paces on field, we got the Shift in the graveyard, we can activate Shift. And Shift is going to come back on the next turn. We're going to have some Synchro lines. Discard the Draco back. Got to remember your adventure lines so you don't sequence it improperly. Normal summon your Paces to get the search. Discard the Draco back. That way you don't go card negative. Like I said, Shift coming back. Going to give us a Synchro option. Opponent with the Super Heavy Samurai activating to do Super Heavy Samurai plays. We have another negate with the Imperm. We also have interaction with the Shift that can let us Synchro. So I'm going to activate Griffin Rider right now. Negate the Super Heavy Samurai. Stop him from doing Super Heavy Samurai things. If it is Super Heavies, they usually can play through a negate or two. So we'll have to get lucky. Mac in a redeployment. Opponent lied. They're not playing Super Heavy Samurais at all. They're actually playing machines. Going into the Mac in a Metal Cruncher. We're going to negate that search. Stop them from searching. Getting an Earth Machine monster. Force them to use what's in their hand here. Opponent discarding 2 to summon. It's immediately gone. Going to the Ancient Gear Ballista. We're going to hold our interaction here because we got some spicy ways to interact with our opponent. Opponent getting the Infinitrax Tunneler. Tunneler probably going to summon itself. No, they're summoning the Machina Fortress from the graveyard by discarding. Going into Aurora Dawn, and you know how Aurora Dawn does. Aurora Dawn summons a billion tokens and does some sort of ridiculous combo. So I was hoping I could wait until opponent summoned from the graveyard their Machina Ruin Force or their Jet Synchron, and we could banish it. But unfortunately, that is not going to be an option. We got a nuke right now before opponent makes a negate. Get our Rion Post out here. Banish the Zep. Zep come back. Could banish the Tuner, but I think it's safer to just nuke everything because opponent has that Jet Synchron. Let's Deep Beyond. Banish the field. Search for a fish. Opponent, you've been nuked. You have been fish nuked. Aurora Dawn be gone. Drawn into that Snopios. Opponent, summoning the Machina Ruin Force, hitting us for 4,600. It could have summoned this, alright, to block. And then get it back to the hand. But I'm going to save my fishies in the graveyard. Let's activate now in the second main. Banish the fish. They're going to come back. Opponent firing off Nibiru on their own turn. Stopping us from targeting the Snopios with its own effect. The Machina Ruin Force with Snopios effect. That is a little annoying. They're going to give us a very thick token though. Thick token is here on the field. 6,700 defense. Both our Ghoti tuners are going to come back. Ghoti the Deep Beyond is going to come back. Drawn into this Shift. We can easily clear the Nibiru token and get in for massive damage. And do we have any other lines? Well, we actually had lethal because we got the fish in the extra deck, the Link 2 fish that lets us banish a fish and banish a monster. So we could have banished one of our fishes and an attack with the token, attack with the Deep Beyond. Opponent would be done. Love to see it. I'll have the full deck list at the end of the video, but before that, let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. We are going second. See if it's enough. If you like this sort of video, make sure to subscribe because I have the most high-quality Ghoti content, and we got other content coming up in the future. All the best watery decks and other non-watery decks too. Now I'm the full avatar, mastering fire and water, maybe even more elements in the future. You'll just have to come back and see. Opponent going into the Grandmaster, giving us 2 cards with our Maxi. The fairest and most balanced card ever. Konami will never ban it, unless maybe one day they change their mind. Maybe one day they'll decide Maxi too toxic. Opponent setting what is probably the blackout they searched for. So they got negate, they got blackout. Let's contest, if we can, with the Fateful Adventure. Fateful. Get activated. Search for the Water Enchantress. Discard the Enchantress. Activate. We got some very core Ghoti cards here with the Ready Fusion. Let's fire off right. Get the token. Force opponent to use this right now or lose it. Let's bounce that Grandmaster with the Draco back. Opponent blackout, of course. Pop in their own monster. Pop in our stuff. So opponent down to 0 interaction. We have it normal summoned. Let's fire off the Ready Fusion. Great. Amazing Ready Fusion can be one of 2 things. Ready Fusion can be the rare fish, or it can be the level 2 tuner bird. So it can be a level 2 or it can be a level 4. Gives us the option of doing our plays regardless of what's in the hand. Opponent effect veiling the paces. Not really the right play. I guess they stopped us from banishing at summoning Snopios, which wasn't really what I wanted to do anyway. Arion Post, banish the shift. Activate the Snopios. Banish. Target itself. Get in for not lethal damage. We're Ghotis, alright. We gotta give him another turn just to be fair. Opponent. Let's hit him with another Maxi, just cause, you know. Just cause. Maxi is a fair card. Shift back on the field. Pace is back on the field. We got so much interaction here. We can synchro into anything. Taya. Banishing. Making 2 tokens. 1 for the Taya, 1 for the blackout. Let's activate right now. Clear that Taya. Now we are soft. We are soft to the quick play spell that would tribute the Tenyi monster worm they control and summon another level 4 from the deck. But we got a backup plan in case that happens, so I'm not worried. Arion Post going to search. We're going to banish that Taya. Leave him with the tokens. Search, get the Zep. As can come back to the field. Give us more bodies. Opponent firing off Super Heavy Samurai. We're going to Ash Blossom negate. No activating of the Super Heavy Samurais today. We will not be motorbicycling. I don't even know what that was going to do. Tenyi Spiritathon on the field, and now before they synchro summon into anything, let's nuke it up. Deep Beyond, nuke the field. Clean, nice, perfect, beautiful. Snopios returned to the hand. We even had an additional play. We had not used Zep that turn. We could have activated Snopios summon itself, synchroed into another 8, but opponent knows it's done. Sword Soul defeated by the fish. Let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. We got the Silent Angler, the shift. Beautiful. Opponent going first with the Trap Tricks. Very difficult to play against Trap Tricks, trap decks. We don't have a lot of ways to pop traps other than the Deep Beyond. So going second, how do we deal with the Trap Tricks? And it's going to be relying heavily on the Adventure Engine, let's be honest. All right, Ghotis, we all know it. They're pretty solid going first, but going second, they need help. And Adventure, going to be very helpful. All right, let's get the token. Opponent has no interaction so far, so get the Fateful, summon the Shift. Always got to make sure you do this in this order, right? Once you get your Fateful on field, summon a monster to get a card, the Draco back, added to the hand. And now when you activate your Fateful, you discard the Draco back and you don't go down a card. Card advantage. Let's get that Draco back attached. And now we can bounce the Sarah before opponent has activated any trap cards to stop them from doing that search effect to summon a Trap Tricks from the deck. Clearly they didn't have anything they could activate from what we've done so far, so let's start doing things from the hand. Activate the Griffin. Opponent with the Graph Digger's Trap Hole. Hard to say. Gonna negate in the hand, but does not destroy. So on the next turn, we can activate the Griffin Rider and get our negate live during the main phase. Let's synchro into the Arion Post. Banish a fish from the deck. Opponent also has the Trap Trick Trap Hole Nightmare. Negate the Arion Post and destroy it. So we have nothing. We have nothing. Let's attack. Alright, big mistake. Water Enchantress has 2 effects. I haven't used any of them. One of them is, you can special summon it if you control the token. Could have attacked twice, popped this Vesiculo. Trap Tricks Garden is protecting. But it's all good. We got it in the hand to search for later. Now when opponent does anything, we can summon this Griffin Rider. And there we go. Griffin Rider on field. Opponent had a Holchula, discarding a normal trap to activate it the turn it was set. But we got our negate live, so what can opponent even do from here? Trap Trixophlasia in defense mode can activate quick effect to make its effect become a trap effect. Let's bounce it back to the hand with a Dracoback. Opponent's got nothing. Summon the Water Enchantress, summon our Schiff. Opponent, what are you doing? Opponent trying to summon from the graveyard the Pudica. Nah, finger negate. No Pudica. No, nothing for you. Ghoti is showing off the power of Adventure Engine. Alright, you saw. We tried to do Ghoti plays, opponent negate all of them. But Adventure, gonna carry. That's why we got the titles in the deck to search it. You can just naturally draw 2. Let's fire off Schiff, get in, and now Schiff is gonna come back. We got our Ghoti finally live. We got our negate. We got our finger. We can even add the Water Enchantress to the graveyard. Activate it. Get another copy of the token generating right. And opponent, what can you even do? Opponent, what can you even do? We got Banish. We got a negate. Opponent setting a back row. 1 back row versus the world. Alright. Let's bounce it back to the hand. Play it safe. Get in with the Adventure token. And now you can see Adventure doing so much work for Ghotis with the Water Enchantress at 2. The consistency has been boosted to insane levels. Let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. We got the Lifeless Leaf Fish. We got the Schiff, the Paces, the Beautiful. We're going to fire off Paces here. Now the plan was to activate Lifeless Leaf Fish with the Paces. And then we got both our fish. We're going to send Schiff, activate Schiff. And then we're golden. So opponent gets to max C, draw a single card. But that's not the end of the world at all. In fact, it's actually worse if they max C on their own turn. Banish our fishes. Opponent, we got both our fishes coming back. What can you do? Now, Beautiful was a card I thought about cutting, so check out the final deck list to see what's there. Opponent playing Labyrinth. Do have to worry a little bit about Labyrinth, because even though they're a trap deck, they can sometimes activate their traps on the turn that they set them. Opponent Pot of Greeting. Again, the Labyrinth Desires trying to go to the battle phase, but they set all their traps before they went to the battle phase, which means we can shift it up. Synchro Summon Arianpos. Banish. Get that Zep. Now, even if opponent had not done this, we could have summoned our Whale or our Banish and banished the Ariana, and then we could have just done the Deep Beyond then, but because opponent said everything, let's just Deep Beyond right now. Get Nukin. Deep Beyond, Banish the field. Opponent gonna have 2 cards left in the hand, but they choose to set everything already, so I'm not worried. Not worried at all. Nuke the field. Look at all opponents' back row. Dogmatica, big welcome. The Imperm, it's all gone. Activate Snopio, summon in. Banish our fishes from the graveyard. Opponent, what can you do? They got nothing. Deep Beyond, come back. Opponent max C. Well, okay. You know what? We have 2 options here. We could take the Cowards line, or we could take the Maximum Punishment line. Let's just let him draw. Let him draw. Deep Beyond, come back. How thick is Deep Beyond? Do we have lethal with the Deep Beyond? No, it's not big enough, so we're going to let our fishes come back. Fish come back to the field. Let's... Oh, opponent. Stovey Torby discarding a setup. If they draw the other one, they could activate it. We got to be careful. Let's be not sort of really careful at all and summon Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. That's going to be 2 summons, because we're going to summon another from the graveyard. Opponent, do you have any way to stop this? Let's go into the Baron Synchro Summon. Get our negate number 1. And we got the Adventure Package. Adventure Package going to get us negate number 2. We get the token. We get the Fateful Opponent with the Chandra Glogger discarding to set another Labyrinth. But if they draw the 3rd one, they can activate them. Let's Baron pop the big welcome. Or sorry, the regular welcome. Didn't know which was which because I forgot. Snopios on the field. It's lethal damage. We go to battle. We got 1 negate live. We could have made a 2nd negate at the cost of giving opponent more cards. But opponent going to give up. The Max C challenge was not enough. Max C, pathetically weak card. Why even bother banning it? It did nothing. Love to see it. Let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. We got perfect hand. We got title. We got Imperm. We got our Ghotis. Opponent going first. They are cooking. What are they cooking? They are cooking Hungry Burger. Hungry Burger deck. I love the Hungry Burger deck, but it's been a long time since I played it, so I forget how it works. Opponent summoning the Burl Brazy Ritual Monster, adding another reset to the hand. This is going to activate. Look at the top 5 cards. Opponent playing 60 card Hungry Burger. This is some bold plays. Saw Dogmatica in there. Burl Brazy, part 2 added to the hand. Imagine hitting on that effect with a 60 card deck. Alright, it's our turn. What are we going to do? How do we deal with the Burl Brazy? It says if it's targeted for an attack, then a quick effect tributes itself. Targets a monster we control, tributes it, and then they get to ritual summon. So we got to avoid that. We could just imperm it, but I don't really think imperming it is the correct play. Could save our imperm for later. So we're going to set up. And opponent hitting us with the Maxi. That is very sad, alright? I had some great ideas. I was going to use Tidal, summon my token, bounce this back to the hand, have our negate, have our Ghoti plays, but now we got to watch out for Maxi. Maybe Maxi is actually a good card after all, after I said it was terrible. Let's fire off the Water Enchantress, get ourselves the right. Fire off the right, get the token. And I forgot, but I have made a huge mistake, alright? I forgot how these cards work. We get our Fateful, we summon the Lifeless Leaffish in attack mode. And now opponent, well, you'll just see, alright? I forgot. I thought it was only when it was attacked, because they all have different trigger conditions, you see, alright? I forgot. I could summon my Griffin Rider here to have a negate, but I didn't even do that. I was like, oh no, it's not just when it's attacked. It's also when it's targeted by an effect. So we also summoned this in attack mode. We could have just summoned it in defense mode, and then they couldn't use it. So we've made 1,000 mistakes here. And opponent is going to cook us into a burger right now. I am deserving being burgered at this moment. Opponent getting the Confiras. Confiras is going to pop the Fateful. They're going to Bestial Baldrake. Banish their own monster. Look at this 60 card pile, fitting the Bestials in here. You gotta have Bestials if you're playing 60 cards. That's just common sense. We're gonna set. We don't want to give our opponent a card, so we're gonna summon the Wandering Griffin Rider on their turn. No Maxi cards for you. Unfortunately, we did not get to banish the Shift. Opponent hitting us with the Feather Duster, and again, I'm making a huge mistake. All right, I'm activating and targeting the Bestial Baldrake. It does nothing. We're going to get our negate live. But opponent also has the Concours de Cuisine. Alright, you know what? It wasn't even a mistake. We're good. We're good. Some of these trigger when you target anything. You got to be careful, alright? These Hungry Burger cards, they can do anything. It's nonsense. Opponent gives us a Pascatel Couverture in attack mode, so they contribute it. And they get their Poisson Nerve here. We're going to get back the Draco back. But I don't think it's long for this world, because opponent is going to activate the effect of their Confiras by targeting it. You'll see in a minute. Opponent, reset. Tributing the Poissonnaire. Again, the Burl Brazy. Poissonnaire is going to come back. Burl Brazy is going to search again. Are they going to hit? Somehow opponent in their 60 card deck has managed to find enough Hungry Burger cards that they always hit. Opponent hit successfully again. 2 hits even. Again, the Petit de Nouvelle in the hand. Poissonnaire targeting the Confiras. That's going to trigger its effect. They're going to steal one of our attack position monsters. So we got to negate right now in response. That does chain block. They aren't able to activate if you respond. But opponent has the reset. Reset to target the monster to change its battle position to trigger its effect to eat our adventure token. We are in big trouble. I made every mistake I could make. And I am being ultra punished. But if we live for another turn, we got the in the graveyard title to banish our fishes. Summon itself, clear some things. Maybe we can nuke the field. Opponent with the Bale Grill. We're getting grilled right now. Grilled completely. Cyber Angel Ben 10 being the discard is going to let them search for a Light Fairy. That's the Diviner of Herald. Luckily, opponent has not even used their normal summon, so they can still summon, but they got the Hungry Burger, and this is lethal damage. Opponent summoned the Hungry Burger for Hungry Lethal. And, you know, maybe I played into it, but, you know what? Still impressive. Good job, opponent. Again, fish with the Hungry Burger. If you want to check out Hungry Burger, I made a sweet deck list with it. Check it out in the channel. But for now, let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. We got the Lifeless Leaffish. We got the title. Look at this. You're going to see lots of hands like this. They're perfect. Opponent, Shiftering. Now, this deck actually can play with Shifter. but I would rather not play with Shifter. Alright, if we have the option. We could use Tidal and send the Paces to the graveyard, and then use Lifeless Leaffish to send Shift to the graveyard, and then we'd have both our Ghoti lines available. But why do that when we could have an Omni Negate? Let's finger the Shifter, and get our adventure going. Get adventuring. Activate. Negate. No shifting. So what decks play Shifter? Alright, I'm thinking it could be Ghoti. Some Ghoti decks play it, but likely not Ghotis. Ghoti players usually have a nice field because they're quality Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelists. Fire off that adventure. Could also be the Birds. Birds often play Dimension Shifter. Could also be Kashtira. So we'll see. We'll see what opponent is up to. Sneaky opponent with their D-Shifter. We're going to do our combo. Now, because we activate Adventure, we don't get to send anything with a Lifeless Leaffish, but we already had the Shift in the graveyard anyway. Summon that Griffin Rider, get our Negate. We get our Ghoti. We got plays. Opponent, what can you do? Opponent, activating Feather Duster. This is actually not a huge problem. It does mean we can't recur the Griffin Rider, but the Dracoback's just going to come right back. So opponent used Feather Duster to pop one card. Ellis is here. Opponent was playing Exo Sisters. Exo Sisters, I'll let you summon them. If you control another Exo Sister, you can just special summon them. So we're going to get Synchro Summoning right now. As can banish the Exo Sister. Hope that opponent has no more good plays, because all we got left is our Griffin Rider Negate. Opponent, let us keep the Griffin Rider, please. As can come back. We got no more Ghotis. Snopios is here, though. Opponent with the triple tactics. Trying to take control. Trying to steal one of our monsters. I do not think so. Griffin Rider shuffle into the deck and negate. Opponent, you have 2 cards left. They got set. 1 set back row. Alright. Alright. Ghotis, return to me. Return Ghotis. Alright, now the correct move in this position is always to make Baron before they have an opportunity to do anything. Then your Baron can negate it. But I got greedy. I bounced with the Draco back. Opponent responds with the Dinomorphia Frenzy, and I get bailed out because I have an Ash Blossom in the hand. Don't make this mistake, alright? We could have got completely cheesed by the Dinomorphs. Luckily, Ash Blossom saved me. Watch out. Watch out on the ladder. You never know what that set back row could be. Could be anything. Let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. We got the Griffin Rider in the hand, which is a little annoying because our combo lets us search it, but at the end of the day, that's all good. You might even want to consider playing double Griffin Rider. I did think about that. Check out that deck list. I'll have at the end. We'll talk about whether Griffin Rider at 2 is worth it. We're going to summon. Get searching for the Draco back. Synchro, and this is, I'm trying out a new line, alright? We're going to give up our Omni Negate to go into Croco Dragon, draw an additional card, and get our Ghotis live. So we got Shift live. We don't have Paces live, but we can activate, discard the Draco back, equip, and now, I forgot, alright? I forgot what I was doing. If we had another copy of the Griffin Rider, you could search here with the Fateful. Instead of getting Water Enchantress, you could get another copy of the Griffin Rider, summon it, and we'd have pop, Ghoti come back, and negate with the Griffin Rider. But I forgot I only had 1 Griffin Rider, so big mistake. It's alright. We still got pop. We still got our Ghoti play. Opponent Forbidden Chalicing. Negating the Croco Dragon. That's okay. Alright, we don't get to activate Croco Dragon now, but we still have our Ghoti. We don't have any more interactions other than the Ash Blossom they don't know about. Opponent going into Rocket Synchron. Let's give up Adventure. Banish the Zep. Synchro. Immediately get rid of this Rocket Synchron. And what follow-up plays do we have? Well, we still got the Ash Blossom to negate. And we're going to have Arianpos searching for the Snopios to sneak on in. And that potentially gives us another line because we got the Zep in the graveyard. But opponent is done. Also, I'd already used Zep. Don't listen to me. I don't even know what I'm doing. But luckily, we still won. Let's go on to the next game. Alright, one final game. Then we will do the Sink or Swims. It's been a while since I did the Sink or Swims. You know how it is. People send in their videos, and we watch them. We judge them. Decide which one is the best. If you want to send in a video, check out the description. You can see the steps to send a video. Have it featured on the channel in the future. Opponent summoning Synchros. We got an Ash Blossom. Hopefully Ash Blossom is enough. Excel Synchron sending the Stardust to the graveyard as cost, not negatable with the Ash. Tributing to summon the Stardust Synchron to search. We are going to negate that search. Opponent, what can you do with a level 1 Excel Synchron and a level 4 Stardust Synchron, both tuners? They can do absolutely nothing. Stop by a single Ash Blossom. Alright, let's punish. Punish the bad combo line. Max C? No, not today. Ash Blossom negate. Ash Blossom, the hero. Alright, the hero we never knew we needed to stop Ash. To stop Max C, you use the Ash. Alright. Water Enchantress is here. Getting sent to the graveyard. Let's get that token. Fateful, activate. There we go. Right is here. Get the token. Equip with the Draco back. Bounce to the hand. Let's clear that body. And main phase 2. Synchro summon. Get rid of the token. Clear it out and make an Arion post. Banish the paces. Banish the shift. We got all the Ghoti plays in the world. We got Synchro into an 8. We got Synchro into a 10. Opponent, what can you do? Do you have a line to stop the Ghotis? Righty driver is activating. Searching for a lefty driver. Or the other way around. Opponent summoning Junk Giant. Getting the righty driver. We're going to banish a card on the field. Opponent has no more plays. They are done. Love to see it. Ghoti, as strong as ever. Let's go to the deck list and then we'll have the Sink or Swims. Alright, here it is. Modern Ghoti's maximum power. Let's talk about it. We got 2 Max C. We got triple Paces. We got triple Shift. We got a double Zep. We got triple Ash Blossom to negate Max C. We got 2 copies of the Water Enchantress now at 2. We got triple Silent Angler. We got the Right Hand Shark. I talked about that earlier. Lifeless Leaffish at 3. We got the Snopios. We got Tidal at 3. We got Wandering Griffin Rider. We got Foolish Burial. 2 Ready Fusions. Great card in Ghoti's. 2 Rights. Dracoback. Fateful. 2 Call by the Graves. 1 Crossout Designate. Triple Imperm. You'll see I cut Beautiful. Beautiful, bad interaction with the right negating or summon. Also being a level 1 means when you summon it and it doesn't do anything. You can't even use it as a body to synchro with your tuners. So that was why Beautiful got cut. Also, we got the Foolish Burial. What are you sending with this? Well, you can send a Shift. You can send a Right Hand Shark. But you can also send Water Enchantress. Get your full adventure combo going. So really, how many copies of Water Enchantress do we have now? We got 1, 2, 3. Alright. 4, 5, sort of, because this is really what you're searching for with Water Enchantress anyway. And then we got 6, 7, 8 copies with the title. So you're going to have adventure pretty often, alright? So you can really count on adventure protecting you with its negates and get your Ghoti lines going in other ways. Is there another water deck that can play the adventure engine? If there is, you let me know, because we got Water is Lucky with the titles. We got really Search for Adventure engine going pretty hard. So that is something to think about. Let's go through the extra deck. We got Alvain and Rare Fish, both targets for the Ready Fusions. I don't like Ready Fusion at 3 because it's a hard once per turn. So if you draw 2 of them, it's kind of useless. We got 2 Arion Posts. We got the Stardust Dragon. We got the White Aura Whale. We got the Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. We got Azcan at 2. We got Ravenous Croco Dragon, Satellite Warrior, Baran, Ghoti the Deep Beyond, number 4 Stealth Kraken, and Abyss Keeper. Just sometimes you end up with some fish tokens. You can use it to banish stuff. Or summon some bigger fish from the hand. Use it to summon a Lifeless or a Snopios. Alright. What else we got? Extra commentary. Well, cards I did not use in the gameplay. Alright. Satellite Warrior did not get used very much. Number 4 Stealth Kraken not get used very much. I feel like it is good to have the option of both of these cards. Although you could definitely swap them for something else. You could probably even play a second Deep Beyond instead of the Satellite Warrior. Stealth Kraken is there in case you have a hand that's just like a bunch of level 4s. Like maybe Silent Angler times 2. Or Lifeless gets negated and you have Silent Angler. Gives you a line that you can go into as an option. So never ended up doing it. So maybe it's not worth it. But it's a line that's there. So I kept the Stealth Kraken in. You could also play the Kraken spawn instead of Satellite Warrior. That would also be very reasonable thing to do. Alright, that's the deck. Let's get on to the Sink or Swims. All right, on to Sink or Swim number 1. Check out the video description if you want to learn how to vote in the poll and decide whether this is the sink or the swim. Are we playing meta today? This Sink or Swim, I think sent in by Neptune again. I gotta learn your name in Japanese so I can remember if it's you or not. Summoning Diabellstar, and this is fire combo with the Snake Eyes. But we also got some nonsense in the hand going on. We got Symphonic Warrior, and we got Symphonic Warrior Guitar. So what is this nonsense? We are pendulum summoning? No, we're summoning a Symphonic Warrior DJ, getting a face down Symphonic Warrior. So this could be complete nonsense. So we got to have an open mind here about what we're about to see. Ash is here. All right, now this looks like normal Snake Eyes things. Searching for Div Incarnate. Well, that looks like setup for next turn. So I guess we're planning on letting the opponent live. Maybe we're going to make a bunch of negates. Searching for the Snake Eyes Oaks. Oak going to get the Poplar back to the field. That's the first time it's been summoned. Searching for the Snake Eye Chase. Snake Eye Chase getting another copy of the Diabellstar that can summon itself in the end of turn. Except, note, we are immediately tributing it for the Flamberge Dragon. Going into Proxy F Magician, sorry. That gets back, by the effect of the Flamberge, our 2 level 1 Snake Eyes. And what is this nonsense? Blaze Phoenix. Once per turn during your main phase, inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each card on the field. This card cannot attack during the turn you activate this effect. Are we doing some nonsense? We're setting. We're activating in the graveyard. Getting the Symphonic Warrior. We're burning opponent for 2,700. Alright. Promethean Princesses here. Activate. Resummoning the Blaze Phoenix. This is not a once per turn. Well, it is a once per turn, but it's not a hard once per turn, so we can activate it again. Burning opponent again. 1 for 1. Summoning Jet Synchron. Going into the Amphibious Swarm. So opponent still lives. How do we get lethal here? And it's with the Zealantis. Did we even need to use 1 for 1 to get Zealantis out? I don't even think we did. I think we're just flexing at this point. We're getting the Blaze Phoenix back another time with the Zealantis resetting, and that is not lethal. Hold on, we have to do it an additional time. IP Masquerena, can we do it an additional time? It's in the graveyard now. We got to resummon it. Clock Lizard is here, tributing. Getting the Blaze Phoenix back into the extra deck. We're banishing. Wait, hold on. What did we even do? What was that? Hold on. We got to read. What does that stupid clock card do? Clock Lizard. Tribute this card. Return a fusion monster from your graveyard to the extra deck. Then fusion summon that fusion monster. That's some spicy nonsense right there. 2 Cybers to resummon the Blaze Phoenix. Burn opponent with the FTK watery fiery combo. That's some very beautiful nonsense. Thank you for sending me that. If you like this, vote in the poll. But we got one more Sink or Swim. Decide who is the winner. Let's go on to the next game. All right. FTK, is that hard to top? Is that easy to top? Well, we got some gameplay from the 2004 event with Umis. And you saw my gameplay the other day. I was playing Umis too, but Grave TS sent in this one. So let's see. Is this a Sink or a Swim? Cross out. Banishing the Yomi ship, very sad, but we got the Bugmoth, alright? I thought about using Bugroth to attack opponent directly with our Umi, but I wasn't bold enough to try it, so let's see how it works. Opponent looks like they're playing the Thunder Dragon, but is this Thunder Dragon to fusion summon, or is this Thunder Dragon for value to get the light dark monsters in the graveyard to summon the Blackluster Soldier? We'll just have to see. Mother Grizzly's here. Opponent passing. No attacking with the Swords of Revealing Light on field. Solemn Judgment. Definitely a value card. We're going to wait out the swords, it looks like. Not going to throw the Umi out until it is safe. Opponent Fusion Gate. So they are playing the Fusion deck. Fusion summoning. Twin-headed Thunder Dragon, but Swords is still here. Hold on a second. Swords doesn't stop you from attacking? I thought it stopped both players. If your opponent controls a face-down monster, flip him face down while this card is face up in the field. Your opponent can't declare an attack. This card's busted. Swords of Revealing Light, completely broken. Opponent popping the Mother Grizzly. Summoning another Mother Grizzly. I can't believe I didn't know Swords was only the player who was the opponent. I thought it was both players. I've been playing too fair. Crossout. Banishing the Grizzly. That's going to banish another Grizzly from the deck if we had one. Which I guess we didn't, because opponent chose not to banish from the deck. Am I losing my mind? And if you do, oh, only if it's a flip monster. All right, not a flip monster. I'm so bad at Yu-Gi-Oh. Metamorphosis. Very frightening. Going to try and summon another level 7 fusion. We do not want that to happen. We're paying half the life points for the privilege of not letting that happen. All right, Bugroth is here. We can attack directly, but it would leave us exposed. So we're going to just set. We're going to get set. Swords is finally gone, so we can finally attack again. Opponent Pot of Greed. You'll love the hype with the Pot of Greed. And they're fusion summoning. Summon Skull and a fusion substitute, making Black Skull Dragon. We're flipping up Threatening Roar. Deny the battle phase. No attacks for the opponent. All right, but how do we get out of this situation? Gravity Bind, the cheese, the ultimate cheese. Back in the day, Gravity Bind used to drive people insane. I know my my little brother had this deck that was Gravity Bind and little level 3 monsters, and it drove me nuts. They'd be like, how do I attack with this stupid Gravity Bind? Got to draw my Destroy Trap card. Where's my anti-trap? I think it was called like anti-trap destruction. Pretty sure it's called that. Decoichi. Flipping face up, drawing a card, popping the bear. Not scared about that Bugmoth. Very interesting. Hold on a second. Oh, we didn't flip up our Gravity Bind. Why are we not flipping it up? We're hiding it. We're saving the Bugroth. Opponent is done. It is our turn. We had no monsters to get, I guess. Fusion Gate. They popped our... Oh, they popped and then we got the Yomi ship. All right. I'm like so focused on the Gravity Bind I got distracted. My rage, my childhood rage has led me to forget. Now, our monsters can still attack because we're cheating with the Legendary Ocean, reducing the levels and but boosting the attack. Opponent, unless you draw MST, you are done for. We're going to keep attacking you directly. Bugroth Part 3. Ring of Destruction. Deal 17 or 1,500 damage to them and us. They're all the way down to 1,100. They got one more chance. They got one more chance. They could draw MST. They could draw any spell, trap, negate, but opponent doesn't draw it. Umi does it again. Love to see it. Old-fashioned Umi control with the Gravity Bind. I should have probably tried out Gravity Bind instead of the Tornado Wall. Tornado Wall is so fragile. Gravity Bind just on its own locks players out of the game. I love to see it. Thanks so much for sending the replays, everyone who sent the replays. Make sure you vote in the poll. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.